that was a little working man blues into a down brownie by ZZ Top, because I really like that song. It's a really cool riff. It's pretty raunchy. Howdy howdy, my name is Ryan McTiernan. I am doing my video here again, back talking about what it's like trying to become a musician, or not become a musician, but to work more as a musician and to make more of a living and a profession out of being a musician. I've played guitar for nearly 20 years this year, which is crazy to me, because when I started playing guitar, I used to think about what would I be like in 10 or 20 years as a guitar player, because when you start out and you're playing for a year, maybe two, and you watch all these videos and documentaries and live shows with backstage, back when, you know, your DVDs would have like a disc 2 or just an extras section, and you know, you'd watch these bands and artists who'd been playing for 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, and they had such proficiency and such ability, and obviously they wrote these songs that you loved to listen to and play. And I kind of think now, like, what would I think of the guitar player and the musician and that I am now, if I was, you know, 13, 14, 15 again? Because for years I probably was like, oh, I always thought I'd be better than what I am, and for various reasons maybe I could be and should be, but I play the way I play, and I write the way I write, and I perform the way I perform, and I kind of have learned to embrace that a little bit more. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to kind of document more of that journey. As I said in my previous kind of video, that the last few years I've been gigging a lot more and kind of started doing that again. I used to perform a lot when I was younger, and then just as college started and into adult life, working, things like that, I just drifted out of it, and always had this want to do it, and this underlying want to play and do open mics and just, you know, appear and stuff like that in your own music. But I didn't, for various reasons, and I tried finding different outlets I didn't maybe realize, try and express maybe some of that vision that I had, or that want to play and create music, which is something I only really kind of fully embraced maybe a year ago, because I was really doubting myself for various reasons as to why I shouldn't, which I think we can all come up with. But I think the big thing for me at the time was like, is this just another hobby or another thing that I'm latching on to put my time into, to feel like I'm escaping a typical 9 to 5, or realizing something in me, or, you know, this kind of idea that maybe some of us have, and I probably had, of like, oh, I have this potential, I could be this, I could be that. And I kind of told myself that, you know, I was maybe kidding myself and that music wasn't for me. And at the time it was because I remember it's because I didn't particularly like creating music on my own, in terms of, like, you know, opening up. I'd written songs at this point and I'd been performing, but I was like, I hate the kind of tracking and recording and producing stuff a little bit. And at the time I was like, well, if I don't even enjoy doing that, how could I possibly think that I could be or am a musician? And it's something that I should pursue. And it took a bit of time for me to, like, kind of work with that and come to a better understanding of what I was feeling about that. And it was because I didn't really understand what to do, and I was opening up. It was just GarageBand on my computer at the time, just opening that up with no training, no, you know, real idea as to what I should do in any regard to, other than kind of hit record and put a metronome on. You know, outside of that, I had no real idea, and that's pretty normal for a lot of people. They just kind of start and just kind of go, figure it out as they go along. But I was going in blind, and I was also opening it up with no plan. You know, it's not as if I was going, hey, I've got this song and it's in the key of G and it's this tempo, and I was kind of just opening it up and like, no, I just need to sit down and start recording and just something will come to me. So it was kind of setting myself up to fail, which I did. So once I kind of came to terms of understanding that the reason I didn't maybe enjoy it was because, one, I wasn't preparing, and two, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, or at least achieve what I was hearing in my head, what I wanted to hear and play. That kind of was that was a turning point for me to just kind of get over that a little bit. Now, it's still probably not my favorite aspect of it for various reasons, but you have to kind of move on with that a little bit. So yeah, other than that, really, I just wanted to kind of, again, just keep this little journey going, where maybe there's other people who are in the same boat as me, where they can connect with some of the songs that I'm writing and the themes that I want to try and explore and express. Because I think there's many people in the same boat as me, whether it's music or something else, and they just feel like they're in a bit of a rut, or that they've been on a path that doesn't really suit them fully. So that's why I've started to write music and now make these videos, because I just wanted to express that part of my voice and my feelings on it, and hopefully that can be something that someone else connects with, you know. I see a lot of musicians and YouTube channels now that are like, I suppose on the side of YouTube that I'm on, in terms of watching a lot of guys in Nashville, for example. I love country western and Americana music and rock and stuff like that, and there's all these guys in Nashville, and even the big channels and the small ones, it's like, hey, I'm a professional musician here in Nashville, and they can teach you scales and they can teach you this, that and the other, and it's really inspiring in one hand, but then it's also kind of daunting, and it's very like, well, what do I do? How do I fit within that? What do I progress on? What do I sit down to learn and improve on? And I'm sure there's other people who feel that too, and us glorified bedroom musicians maybe, we're out there too, and we've got our own place within all this, and it doesn't mean that we can't achieve and succeed. So there we go, that's all I really got to say today. I'm going to do a little bit of a video about like my board maybe at some point, not in the sense of like, hey, look at all this gear and stuff that people can buy, but I have worked quite a while on putting something together that I think gets me close to a sound that I can produce live and recorded, that captures all the stuff that I want it to be: ambient Americana, country or spaghetti western kind of stuff, some country, rock, folk, all that stuff. So I'll do that maybe at a later point. But yeah, I hope you have a really good day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week at whatever point of the time that you watch this. And I'll catch you on the next one.